Hello everyone and welcome to another spin-off Live from the Workshop Custom Figure Showcase series. This is going to be the 10th Doctors. So obviously this is going to be a series about 10th Doctor customs. We're going to have an updated version of my exterminated 10th Doctor. We are going to have a 50th anniversary Day of the Doctor, 10th Doctor, a Satan Pit Impossible Planet 10th Doctor, and of course you can see here we are kicking off with a TimeLord Victorious 10th Doctor. Now obviously I have done a previous TimeLord Victorious based on the comic 4 Doctors, however this one is based on the actual soon to be coming out at the time of recording, possibly out by the time you see this, TimeLord Victorious series that is being done for many different ranges of Doctor Who. So to give you a breakdown of what we've got, overall it is just a standard TimeLord figure, but what I've done is I've removed the taken apart the figure itself. So I've taken the arms out and replaced the arms with the 10th Doctor's suited arms, and the legs are also replaced with his standard trousers, so you can see he's got the plimsolls on underneath. And luckily, by chance, it turns out that these parts are actually fairly well interchangeable. I know some people are going to go, well there you go, it's a perfect reason for character options to do them, but when I say they are more, I said they're more or less, or if I didn't I misspoke, they are more or less perfectly interchangeable, which means they are a little bit loose, and so it isn't something which you can just do in a factory. It's not up to the quality control standard. I just want to quickly get that in there before people jump in. So what we've got is the Time Lord body with the now new arms and legs. I've sculpted on some extra robe pieces which I'm going to paint up, obviously. I've done all of that. We've got some, again, more additional robe pieces which I will be fitting onto place. And then the collar is a custom collar that I have basically taken a cast of the original Time Lord collar, cast it in resin, and then I've used Milliput to smooth it over to make it more sort of like the solid gold versions. I will quickly mention this now because I know some people do tend to skip ahead past all of my custom stuff, but I will be selling custom casts of these on my shops. There will be more information on that to come, but for now let's just get on to actually making the figure. And so here is my finished TimeLord Victorious figure. So I am really pleased. I know I say it all the time, but I really am pleased with how this came out, because this is one of those figures that the figure basis in terms of his robes is actually the same used for the Donald Sumpter incarnation of Rassilon from Hellbent Heaven Sent. I can never remember which round that is, but the series 9 finale from Rassilon uses the same underbase, and I always wanted to make that, but it was always very difficult. It wasn't something that I felt confident enough to sculpt, but now I've done this, it's definitely one I'm going to attempt in future. Obviously now as well I've got the solid gold collar, which is very useful for doing that incarnation of Rassilon, and because I know some people are going to ask, yes, I've seen the Richard Armitage incarnation of Rassilon soon to be coming in the final volume of Gallifrey Time War. I am going to be making him as well, so for those who are thinking about asking, you don't need to ask, I will be doing it. So overall, I'm very pleased with the paintwork. The Gallifreyan symbols I've just dotted on with just circular random patterns because at a distance it looks right and it's, you know, it's good enough for me. I did consider printing it all off and sticking it on, but it was easier just to do it this way, and it's good enough for me. I'm happy with it. I've also added on these extra bits of sort of tassel cards, row parts, I don't know what you want to call them. The collars come out very nicely. Obviously I've also painted on the seal of Rassilon. Again, I considered printing that off and sticking it on, but then it wouldn't have looked metallic, and it was just easier to do it just hand painting it, because again from a distance it looks good. Obviously we've got the shirt sculpt underneath, and then the head is a casting I made of the Tuxedo 10th Doctor head, which I've then repainted, but I've also sort of made his eyebrows look a little bit more menacing to make him look a little bit more angry. The collar itself, I did consider doing the damaged collar, but the reason I didn't go with the damaged collar is A, because it was easier to make, and B, because it meant that I can then cast it up, as you've seen here I have done, because it's got more multi-purpose uses. So I may go back and make a damaged version in future to replace on this one, but I'm happy with the, you know, with the intact version of the collar. I think it looks very good. So obviously here we have the casting version, which, as I said at the beginning of the video, I will be selling these. So either at the time you're watching this or possibly very shortly after this video has gone up, these will be available on my eBay shop. I am only selling 5 a month at the moment, and they are limited to 1 per household, per customer, per month. Simply because I know that these are going to be multi-purpose. A lot of people are going to be using things such as Rassilon figures, this, you know, TimeLord Victorious, or just other TimeLord figures, and I don't want one person just buying a load up and not leaving enough for everyone else. So they are limited to 1 per person, per household, per month. I will be restocking, and hopefully in future I will be able to produce more than 5 a month, but that is how they will be selling. I'm also going to be selling them as you see them here, just completely unpainted, because obviously it's not difficult to paint it up gold. If you want to do solid gold, it's literally just spray painting it. That's really simple, and obviously it leaves people open to doing whatever other colours they would like to do. So they are just going to be unpainted, and it also keeps the cost down as well if they're unpainted. So that's, as I said, they're going to be up on my eBay shop, so there will be a link in the pinned comment. Please go and check that out if you're interested in getting them. Obviously if you're watching this video later and they are not there, it might mean that they've sold out, so please check back at the start of the month, each month, when I will restock my shops to get these if you want them. But overall, going back to the figure, it's absolutely fantastic. It's come out so much more brilliantly than I thought it was going to. It's one of those figures, again, that, as I said, you know, with the Rassilon idea, it's opened up a lot of potential for other figures. It really does look very good. It's certainly something that I think I hope we would see from character options one day, especially with the TimeLord Victorious being, you know, this sort of multi-purpose platform, and it's including Eagle Moss. But as it's including Eagle Moss, I am unsure if that means it would include character options. They haven't been mentioned, so I would assume it's not going to include them, but you never know what we might get in future further down the line. But for now, it's fantastic to have a custom version of this. It will certainly look good alongside my other my other TimeLord Victorious from the 4 Doctors. I'm certainly interested. Again, at the time of recording this, we don't know, but I am certainly very interested to see if the plots of that are going to tie in, or whether that's going to be an alternate reality. We shall see. Anyway, that brings to a close another live from the workshop and the first edition of the 10th Doctors. As always, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Like, favorite, subscribe, share, it helps me out a lot. Be sure to check out the description below for a link to my Patreon. I'm doing my very first figure animation, and you can get involved. There's exclusive content and rewards for those who do so, and funding my Patreon in any way gets your name at the end of my videos. I salute you all, and I will see you with another video very soon.